Journey with the Jawas as we explore Africa in 3 months through 8 countries. Join us as we willingly disrupt our sense of normality and challenge ourselves to live boundlessly by physically crossing borders, create deeper connections together as a family, and of course, explore the endless possibilities that exist beyond our various African borders.
Hey there, it's Yolz channel.
We left the south of Tanzania and entered Malawi within about 2 hours. The border wasn't too full, but it did take us 2 hours. A lot of cash transactions, dollars as well as local currency, which is called the Malawian kwacha. And boom, we were in the country. We were very surprised that the most popular mode of transport here is not cars. It's actually bicycles. Transporting human beings, as taxis, as well as things like wood, even cement, furniture. In fact, I think the guy next to us was transporting a sponge on him, and a lot of young people. A young population. Most of the places trade with either dollars or the Malawian kwacha, and we had to have both currencies due to our experience at the border, but we actually used more of the local currency as our travels progressed towards the south of the country. We actually stayed at the Floja Foundation, which is a nursery and campsite, and the owner uses the proceeds from the campsite to fund a school that he started. It's actually a preschool with young children. Now, let me be completely honest. Most of the properties we stayed at that had scenic views and were perfectly located at spots that are picturesque and beautiful are unfortunately white owned, and it definitely is something that's dawned on me throughout this trip and has me challenged as to how we could change the African narrative, and instead of us just being consumers of such beautiful places, when are we going to be the ones who are owners, who actually charge for these places? So yes, even though I have mixed feelings about the ownership of land in Africa, that's not going to change anytime soon. However, I would still highly encourage you to enjoy the access that we do have, even though we don't own the value chain, and of course support causes that speak directly to your values. For us, we wanted to see Africa as it is, not as it will be. Of course, we want to challenge ourselves into finding answers and solutions to the problems we see and that we possibly can add value to, and hopefully inspire change in any small or big way. But for now, we're here to enjoy our trip. And we did. This campsite is located on the shore of Lake Malawi, and it not only supplies the locals as well as animals with water, but also a source of fish as well as income for those selling those fish to make a living.
whole thing is loose now. It's loose. Look. Here's a closer look to see the real coffee. trying it. My daddy gave it to me to share, so we can make it together.
Aww. Well done.
Asante.
After Fezzi's delicious coffee, we were ready to pack and get on the road again. We were off to the main city, Lilongwe.
The black one here, he just likes to run into me.
Nice. You're no longer scared of dogs now, right?
Because they don't like the smell of the dogs. They're not bothered.
Aww. You ready for us to go?
Yeah.
Are you ever ready?
Yeah. I'm not eating.
You have to go. Aww. Thanks so much for having us.
I hope it was nice.
It was really lovely. He's enjoyed it. Thank you.
My brother.
How many hours is it to Lilongwe? Do you know?
After the terrible roads we'd experienced, mainly in Zambia as well as Tanzania, we actually started enjoying seeing roads with barely any potholes. And to be quite honest, we were surprised that Malawi, having so many economical issues right now, the roads and infrastructure was, well, fairly good compared to the countries that we had been. So after 9 grueling hours, we got to the capital city of Malawi very late and started cooking right away at our campsite. Ooh, nice. That looks nice. We woke up to a sunny morning on a very neat campsite that's called Barefoot Lodge, and it's actually owned by South Africans from Pretoria. So this was our breakfast. This has definitely been one of the neatest campsites we've stayed at in a while. The lawn is perfectly manicured. Fez was running around, playing. He truly enjoyed himself. And we ended up extending our stay simply because it really felt like it was well taken care of. We didn't actually eat at this campsite, so we ate out a lot just because the reviews, to be quite honest with you, were saying the food is not that great, so we didn't try it.
Hey moms, honeys, I'm doing some push-ups to be a little bit stronger to help my dad there. Daddy, say hello to mommy's honeys. That's why I'm doing some more push-ups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When you see me 9 years old, you're gonna be impressed.
Mm-hmm.
When you see that six-pack, those big muscles, I'm gonna be helping my father when I see the next rugby finals. Now I'm gonna do some jumping jacks.
Uh-huh. The next rugby finals is in 4 years. Fez will be 9. So he's promising us some 6-packs. Huh?
If I don't get one, I'm not gonna be able to beat my cousin Tatenda. I'm not gonna be able to beat him.
So it's a competition?
Tinashi's gonna be working with me. I'm gonna be helping him.
Okay, and that's the jumping jacks. Okay. What else are you gonna show us?
That's all I can show you for today. We can talk later if you have time. Eita hola! Bye!
Yo, honeys, was I not excited to see a mug and bean? We literally stopped for lunch. However, it was expensive. 75 rand for a sandwich. Hello, honeys. Guess what? We found a mug and bean in Lilongwe and we're about to try it. Let's see how the food tastes. Oh my goodness, we've been here for 3 days. It's been amazing so far. I do not regret coming here. I won't lie, like Malawi for me was like optional, but not for my husband. Initially it was like, why Malawi? But I've really enjoyed our travels here. It's very, very tranquil. The roads have been better than what we've expected and a lot better than what we've experienced so far. There seems to be noise coming from the background, and I'm hoping recording it, because I'm recording the sound, is going to help. But yeah, I just wanted to pop on here, say hi. We are alive, we are rested. Gotta start working on the next vlog, manje. But I can't wait to go home. It's been a few days of just missing home so much, and I got a bit of a taste of that earlier at Mug and Bean. I needed it. And now I just, I miss home. I really miss home. And I didn't think I'd be putting it out there. Initially, I was like, should I admit? But yeah, we are a lot closer to home. I'm grateful for safety and good health. Journey mercies. I've not seen God's hand move in this magnitude in my life before. Yeah, I've just been more appreciative of where God is taking us to, and His grace and His mercy and His favor over our lives. I'm certainly not blind to the favor that God has upon my life, upon my family's life, the people we've met, the strategic path that we've taken, God's strategy, not ours, and the people He has strategically placed to help us, destiny helpers. Some people are there for a season, some people are there for just a moment, but everywhere we've been, I've just seen God's hand move in a way that I never imagined in my life. And yeah, to think that this idea sounded very crazy, not just to ourselves but to a lot of people, and now being in the 6th country, seeing it in fruition and in its full fulfillment.
don't know where the words are to speak, is incredible. I can't help but to be grateful, and I can't help but to say I trust God more now. And I don't think I'll be surprised. Maybe I will, because God surprises us at times. But now, more than ever, I think every other thing that's to come, I will not be shocked at the fact that God can do it. Because we limit God so much in our thinking. Because we are limited and confined to time, space, and matter, we think God too is limited, but He's not. The birds are ending my little chat, but I hope you get it. And yeah, I'm happy. Okay, birdies, I'm done. I'm in such a good place, content and happy. And I hope you are well too. Let me know in the comment section how you are doing.
After 3 restful days, we headed further south of Malawi towards a city I had absolutely no idea about until we started planning for this journey. The city is called Blantyre, and it is the second largest city in Malawi, second to Lilongwe, of course, but it's also an older city, lots of colonial style buildings, and my husband is the one who actually told me about it because he'd heard about it years ago. And surrounding this very city are a whole host of villages. I mean, so many villages which we had the privilege of actually visiting, and I think this was possibly the highlight of my Malawi trip. We did not plan to stay as long, but having said that, I am so glad that we visited Blantyre. Otherwise, I don't know if I would have loved Malawi as much if we hadn't experienced this leg of the journey. We did our standard drive through the CBD, and we wanted to see whether or not the central business district is similar to Lilongwe. Is it busy? And it pretty much is, you know. It was a Monday morning. It gave the vibes of Lilongwe, and the buildings are very much a mix of colonial style and a little bit more developed, newer buildings as well. However, this is not why we came to Malawi. We wanted to get to know Malawi outside of the modern or more developed side of it. What are the people doing? There's been a lot of things happening here, like the devaluation of the local currency, which happened a week and a half before we actually arrived. And of course, very sadly, the cyclone that hit Mozambique just a few months ago, earlier this year, also very much affected this country and this side of the country in particular. We wanted to see and speak to the people. We wanted to be part of some sort of community, and what was supposed to be 1 or 2 night stay became a 4-day stay for us. I absolutely loved it, and I cannot wait to share this part of the vlog. I'm so excited because while we were searching for accommodation, one of the biggest things that we've done throughout this trip is pray for God to connect us with people who we are meant to talk to and learn from. And that's exactly what he did. You know, after going to 2 different places to try and find accommodation, we ended up at Ecology. Ecology is a sustainability farm that focuses on regenerative farming as well as permaculture, but it is also a training center that helps the local community, the villages that surround this area, with training and development, as well as upskilling them in various different ways. You know, we actually parked our car here and ended up camping right through. We paid for 1 night thinking, no, we'll be here for 1 night and 2 full days and experience the farm. But once we were part of this little community, we decided to add another 2 nights to this. We spent a lot of time with the owner. Every night we actually had dinner here and learned that all of this was absolutely non-existent in 2016. It was absolutely empty, and I didn't know as much as I know now about regeneration of soil, as well as permaculture, and of course this big word we use very loosely and quite often, sustainability, and what that means for not only this farm but the surrounding area, and most importantly the community. A simple example is this chicken coop, made of bamboo, which is a readily available resource and plant here in Malawi. By the way, she also has a facility for children, a huge play area, as well as a school, which Fez absolutely enjoyed. He spent one of his days at school, actually. But yeah, we spent most of our time just learning how the community can benefit from, learning how to make things themselves. So teaching them how to fish rather than just simply giving them fish. This is an example of a building that they are building on the actual farm, but in doing so, they are also training the local community to build themselves. After the hectic cyclones that took place in Mozambique earlier in the year, it actually affected part of Malawi, and right now there's a lot of initiatives trying to rebuild the homes that the locals lost. We spent one of our mornings at Williams Village with Martina's team, who are teaching locals how to use low cost and readily available material to rebuild homes, brand new homes, using simple materials such as sand, soil, water, as well as bamboo to build their homes. What an eye-opening experience for myself and Lwazi. We actually went with Fez as well, and some of the volunteers who were staying at the farm and learning more about Africa and how to give back to the community. Clement was kind enough to give us a tour of what is actually happening on this particular property. This is an example of what they are trying to create within the community. So essentially, if 6 people from the community are properly trained, they can build their own homes at the lowest cost possible. The main cost here would be the roof, of course, because those are steel sheets, and of course things like building the well, which is on the actual yard on which your home will be built on. But otherwise, things like the bamboo, the sand, the soil, they are pretty low cost and very much readily available in the country. If they're not available in your community, you can actually transport them from another community. Of course, the cost then would be the transport element and maybe actually purchasing them. But again, this is the lowest cost solution for people who've lost their homes and are looking for a shelter that can stand and possibly withstand another cyclone. For me, the takeaway here is that the community is being trained and being empowered far more than anything. If the cyclone happens again, Lord forbid, they can be able to rebuild themselves and teach other people to do so. So if 6 people are well trained, they can train another 6 people each. And actually inside, when you look at the interior walls, they look like cement when it's not, But yeah, huge and empowering exercise this was for me.
Honeys, it is time for us to say goodbye to this place. I have absolutely enjoyed our stay, and you can probably hear the guinea pigs. I didn't show you guys, I don't think I showed them to you at all. Let me lift my cap a little bit. It's time for us to say goodbye. I've absolutely loved and enjoyed the learning, the absorbing of so much information, and of course seeing regenerative farming at work and seeing how bamboo can change lives, a natural resource that doesn't take too long to grow, and that is readily available for a lot of communities. And when it is not readily available within your community, it is actually accessible by car or truck. And I think that too is just so amazing. Yeah, it's going to change a lot of lives because so many people lost their homes and families and friends after the cyclone or because of the cyclone. And now they get to rebuild and get their lives back. And yeah, I think it's just amazing at how quick they can build with what they already have. And I think it's a bigger story to be had here, and a bigger lesson on Africa and using what we have. Scripturally, God has given us all that we need. And a lot of the times when He does call us to our purpose or things He's sending us to, it's really about what we have in our hands, because He's already supplied. So yeah, I'll leave you with that. Let me know in the comment section what you have in your hands and how you can make a difference, not just in your life, but in other people's lives, if you can think of it, whether it's your neighbor, your sister, your cousin. Education is so vital, and we sometimes withhold information from our own family members, from our own friends. Not by choice, but just because we forget, but it might change their lives just by encouraging them or sharing something that might be life-changing. But yeah, that is it from me. I love you guys so much. If this is the end of the video, you know what to do. Give it a massive thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Bye.
And just like that, our 6th country in the bag. Malawi, this was so good. We could not get enough. We are definitely coming back. And this time, I want to bring a whole lot of friends of mine so that we can at least build one home for one family. That is what my heart is saying right now, and I'm putting it out there so that hopefully it truly happens. Thank you so much, Malawi, for being so kind. In the next vlog, we enter Mozambique. Fun fact, my maternal grandfather is actually Mozambican. Yep, if you ever wondered how mixed I really am, I am a pretty mixed. Look, I can't wait to show you this short stint in Mozambique, and of course this being the 7th country before we enter our 8th and final country of this journey. Let me know which was your favorite part about Malawi, and of course don't forget to subscribe and add a super thanks if you've enjoyed this video. Mwah.